Hey, hey, hey. Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Happy May 25th, so on and so forth. Just hello. Welcome to this edition of Office Hours with Lanora. Office Hours with Lanora is a series that I created to help three types of people: those that are seeking to learn more about their options related to a career in real estate. I want to help you get questions answered. For those that have started a pre-licensing class already, my goal is to help you pass that course on a first attempt. And then finally, for those that have already began the journey and are licensed and working in the industry, I want to help you stay in the industry. So on today's episode of Office Hours with Lenore, the topic is: how much will it cost me to become a real estate professional? Hint, I use the words real estate professional because I don't know, you might be interested in becoming a residential leasing agent. You might be interested in becoming a broker, managing broker, so on and so forth. So my range, in a sense, won't be as broad. I'm going to try to give you the meat and potatoes of what you should put in reserves to kind of help you get started. So let's do just that. So to begin a career in real estate, of course, you do have to pass a pre-licensing course. So no matter what, whether it's either of the three licensure types, you do have to take a pre-licensing course. So you do want to budget for that course. At the Realtors Real Estate School, starting with a residential leasing agent course, it's about $240. If you're choosing to start with your broker pre-licensing course, you do want to budget roughly about $600 to $704. Depending on if you're going to be taking that online at your own pace over the course of 6 months, or if you're going to be working via self-study where we ship you a book and you complete online exams after reading the units, or you can do a Zoom webinar with a live instructor. We call it an instructor-led option. So there are two of those. There, again, either Zoom webinar as an instructor-led option or in person at our downtown location at 430 North Michigan Avenue will be the other instructor-led option. So again, for the residential leasing agent, we're looking at $240. For the broker, between $600 and $704. For the managing broker course, depending on if you're a member or not of the Chicago Association of Realtors, it's going to range between $250 upwards of $340. So those are the estimates for your pre-licensing course. Now, what happens after you pass the pre-licensing course? You move on to take the test. So a residential leasing agent student would take the test and pay $37 per attempt. You get 4 attempts to pass. So each time you take a test, you pay $37. Each time you schedule an appointment, I should say, you pay $37. So if you schedule an appointment and you don't make it, that's considered an attempt. And you've just kind of lost your $37. You don't get to use that for a future appointment. So pre-licensing exams at the state level for residential leasing agents will be $37 per attempt. For brokers and managing brokers, those pre-licensing exams will be $58 per attempt. And you also get 4 attempts to pass. My goal, I tell people, pass on the first attempt, then you don't have to worry about the other 3. Okay, so after you pass the licensing exam, the next fee will be for your initial license that will be released by the Illinois Department of Financial and Professional Regulations. So once you've passed everything at the school level, moved on to the state, take your exam, your licensing exam, and you pass that, you'll have to pay $125 to IDFPR so that they can send you, they can create your new license and then send you a copy of that license. You'll be able to download your license from IDFPR's website. You'll pay $125 to do that. Now, let's stop here, because what I usually see happen is students go from the testing center where it says, congratulations, you've passed, and immediately they start applying for their license. I don't recommend you do that. The reason why I don't recommend you do that is because you're going to need a sponsoring broker, unless you are a managing broker who will be considered self-sponsored, meaning you're going to open up your own office and you're going to be the only person or the only licensee in that office. Now, the reason why brokers need to attach themselves to a sponsoring broker is because it's a requirement for IDFPR, and you're going to get through only so much of that application process with IDFPR before it stops you. You'll need your new sponsoring broker's ID number. You're going to need their name, because you have to put all of that on your application. So again, I see students go straight from the testing center, start filling out the application on IDFPR, and then they get stuck because they haven't made a decision on where or what company they would like to partner with. So make sure you have your sponsoring broker already, that decision already made before you start applying for your license, or it's just going to be a delay in the process. You won't be issued a license until you get all of that paperwork in to IDFPR. Okay, so we've talked about the cost of the course. We've talked about the fee for the exam. And now we've talked about the fee for your license that will be issued by the state. The fourth and final fee that I want to talk about is the fee to join a real estate association, which will be a requirement. I know. Some of you are like, well, why do I have to join a real estate association? Because you do. Because you do. You know, you don't know what you don't know. And because there is this, I'll just go out and I just want to buy properties for myself and represent myself. I don't want to share or split my money with a real estate office. Well, your first 2 years in the business, you're required to be sponsored. Somebody has to make sure that you're doing things correctly. So to my brokers, newly licensed brokers who think, hey, I don't want to kind of work for somebody else. You will. Those first 2 years, you're going to partner with a sponsoring broker company, aka a real estate office, which will then make sure that your training and your education and your knowing what to do or how to follow the steps in the process of representing clients. They're going to make sure you're doing everything that you're supposed to be doing ethically, legally, did I say ethically? Ethically, legally, and so on, the correct way, and that you're not making any mistakes. Within that first 2 years, towards the tail end of it, if you decide, hey, I just want to kind of venture off and do this for myself, and you're at that 2-year period, your license is 2 years old or more, you can then consider becoming a managing broker, possibly becoming self-sponsored, or taking on having other licensees up under your number. But just don't even think about trying to practice on your own without those first 2 years having that active license in place. For my residential leasing agents, you are sponsored the entire time that you're licensed. So you will be working with either a real estate office or a property management company or the such. You do have to become wherever your sponsoring broker is, meaning whatever real estate association that they are a part of, you, the licensee, will be required to join as well. So you'll be paying those fees based on your membership. Over at the Chicago Association of Realtors, there are different fee structures. Our fees for the year start every October 1st, and they roll for a year, a fiscal year, from October 1st through September 30th of the next year. They're prorated every month until we get to the end, which is that September 30th. So every month, the fee for membership goes down. So if you find that you're looking to join, maybe like today is the 25th. If you're finding that you want to join like the Chicago Association of Realtors, Some cases, our membership department might talk to you and say, hey, let's just wait until next week, June 1st. Join us on June 1st. I have your application here. And the reason why they're saying that is because they're going to be able to save you some money, because you're going to pay a little more in May, on May 25th, than you will pay on June 1st. If you have a hot deal that's about to explode, you've got a good lead, and you want to put this on paper, you need to join the association so that you can get everything together with your lead, with this transaction, then join today. But in other cases, it might benefit you to wait until the next month, where you're going to save a little more money. On average, I like to tell pre-licensing students to budget between $1,000 and $2,000 to cover your pre-licensing course, to cover the fee for your exam. Now, assuming that you're passing the exam on a first attempt. Again, cover the fee for the exam, to cover the fee for your license, as well as those membership dues that may be prorated. Like if you're joining now in May versus joining last October, okay? So the $2,000 or so should cover that amount. What that $2,000 does not cover is anything that happens once you get into the office that you choose, the property management company, the real estate office. It won't cover business cards. It won't cover maybe a desk fee. It won't cover percentage fees that your sponsoring broker may charge you. It will not cover error and omission, insurance. Those are all the things that you want to talk to your sponsoring broker about, because that could be per transaction. It can be monthly that you pay that. It can be annually that you pay that. So having that discussion up front better allows you to better understand what you pay to get in the business, to becoming a real estate professional, and what fees you might have to consider after you've joined your office. Now, it's going to take some money to make some money in real estate. And I talk to people that say, well, I didn't know it cost this much to get started, or why do I have to pay all of this up front? Think about this. Where can you go to start a small business with $0? Where? And expect to get paid, or to have business right away, or referrals, or leads, to have access to information with no skin in the game from you. It's probably going to be hard to find that type of business, and it's successful. It's probably going to be really hard. So I want everybody today to get a notebook of some sort, a piece of paper of some sort, and I want you to write down the fees that I've shared with you in this video. Start budgeting towards that $1,000 to $2,000 amount. I want you to know that it does not require you to pay everything up front. You'll be pulling and paying amounts as you're going through your process. So I get those students that say, well, I don't have all of the money up front, but I can pay every 2 weeks, or I can pay, by this date. So then we'll have that conversation. Be sure to check up above and schedule an appointment with me using my Calendly app, so that we can get you started based on when you know that the finances will be available, okay? I don't want to see you start something that you're unable to finish because you don't have the financing in place. So let's talk about it. Again, I want to share that you should budget about $1,000 to $2,000, depending on the type of course that you're going to be starting, to cover these types of fees, okay? Now, I've told you how much things are going to cost. I kind of gave you an idea of what to expect in terms of what you'll be paying out. Let me help you save some money too. So for my broker students, a bulk of what you're paying in terms of your pre-licensing course can be reimbursed back to you if you are a recipient of the pre-licensing Roadmap to Realtor scholarship. So that means you have to apply for the scholarship. Apply for it. It's valued at $700. So you know that larger of the number of the range that I said, the $704. If you're taking a pre-licensing course at the Realtors Real Estate School, either instructor-led, in a classroom, via Zoom, or you're going to work independently via self-study, you can apply for that scholarship valued at $700. So let's do some quick math. If the pre-licensing course is $704 and you are a recipient of the pre-licensing roadmap to Realtor Scholarship, once you've done everything, meaning you have taken your pre-licensing course with the Realtors Real Estate School, you've successfully passed the test, and you come back as a member of the Chicago Association of Realtors as a recipient, and getting all of that done within the 90-day range that you get to get it done, you will be reimbursed $700 of your money back. So this real estate course, which was $704, is now costing you only $4 because the recipients get $700 back simply just by applying and following all the steps of the scholarship. You have to apply for the scholarships before your pre-licensing course ends. Again, before. Some students like to wait, and then they finish the pre-licensing course, they've passed the test, they start calling me back like, hey, Lanora, can I apply for the scholarship? And I got to be the bearer of bad news. I have to tell them no. At this time, you no longer qualify because you didn't submit your application before you finished your pre-licensing course. So the next deadline for scholarship applications for the broker roadmap, pre-licensing roadmap to Realtor Scholarship will be June 15th. So if I were you, and if you're in a pre-licensing course right now, that's either a Zoom, in-person, or self-study, I would go on our website, and I'm going to also include the link here for scholarships. Go on our website, apply for that scholarship. Hopefully you are approved as a recipient. Save yourself $700. Now, if you've also taken your pre-licensing course with our school and then you come back as a member, no matter what, you're going to save brokers an additional $275. So for my broker students, I've just given you some insight on how to save $975 of that $2,000 that I told you you should try to budget. Now you're paying everything up front. The $700 and the $275 potentially can be refunded back to you if you are a recipient of the scholarship and when you join the association. But it's not going to pay anything up front. So it's time, people, to start putting the work in. Make sure you're applying for these scholarships in advance, because none of the scholarships will pay up front. Save yourself some of this money. Hopefully, if you get all $975, you can put that back into your business. You were expecting to spend it anyway. So if it becomes a gift because you applied for the scholarship and it was a recipient and you took your course with the school, and within 1 year of you finishing your course, you came back as a member, you're going to get that credit of $275. Residential leasing agent students, sorry, we don't offer a scholarship for your program, but the $275 application fee is automatically waived for you as well, okay? Whew, that's a lot of money we've been talking about today, people. And I know it feels like I'll never get in the business because they want me to pay all of this up front. Well, think about your customers and your clients that you'll eventually be working with. They've been saving. A lot of them are saving and putting large sums of down payments down, as well as they are planning for a purchase. You have to do the same. You have to plan for your new professional career, whether you're going to be doing this full-time or part-time. As a real estate professional, if this is the one takeaway from this video, I want you to get in the habit of creating budgets, because you'll need a budget to get into this business. You're going to need a budget to stay in the business, because you got to know where your money is going. And then you might want to also talk to a certified a CPA or some certified tax professional about how you can recoup a lot of what you're going to be paying out working towards a license when it's time to pay taxes next year. if you're going to be joining and working towards this goal this year. So talk to the professionals, see how some of these fees can possibly be write-offs for you in the future. And again, that's going to help your bottom line. So I hope that this video has been informative for you, and even you. Remember, you can schedule a private consultation or a talk with me using the Calendly app that'll be above in the description, or you can send me an email at ltolliver@chicagorealtor.com, and I will get those questions answered for you as well. I do want to thank each and every one of you for joining me on this episode of Office Hours with Lanora. Miss Renee, I see you. Hello, hello, hello. One of my faithful joiners. I like it. I like it. Thank you for watching. Last, I want to leave with a request. I want to leave with a request from you. If you find that you are alone or feeling sad or sick of the pandemic or just not feeling yourself, I want you to reach out to someone, or I want you to be the person to reach out to check on a loved one, to check on a friend, to check on a neighbor whom you haven't seen in a while. Do it as safely as possible. Our world is suffering right now. So it's going to take some good people to just check on others to make sure that they're doing fine and okay as well. And I don't care what religion or anything that you practice or whatever. It's just nice to be nice. So check on someone today. Make sure that they know that you care about them. Hug your loved ones as hard and as long as you can, especially those babies. And let's continue to do good and right by everyone in our country. So that's my little tea for the day. I hope that you can do it, because I plan to do it as well. And I will see you on the next episode of Office Hours with Lanora. Thank you for joining me. Ta-ta for now. Bye-bye.